Rosemary, welcome. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Kia ora. Thank you for inviting me.
Now, your field is friendship with horses for health. Tell me a bit about that.
I teach natural horse friendship.
Oh.
So I demonstrate how horses interact with each other.
Right.
So it's like learning their language. So it's a skill that people can use, and it teaches them. So it's about horses teaching us about us.
Oh, horses teaching us about us.
Yeah.
So what is it about the way that horses communicate with each other that we can learn?
Well, they teach us boundaries, they teach us trust, they teach us how to be in relationship, how to have connection, and the biggest one probably is respect.
Wow, that's a lot to learn from a horse that seems really silent.
Yes, so it's all non-verbal.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, because people do talk a lot. We all talk a lot. So how does that, break it down for me a bit, how does it actually work?
So I demonstrate how we all have an energy field around us. So it's all about energy, really.
Right.
Okay, so I demonstrate how, we've got our personal space, like we've got our personal space.
Yep.
So my energy sort of bubble here, our personal one ends here, and
Okay.
yours ends here.
Okay, and
so
if
we actually don't actually end here, right? So if I influence some energy towards you, you'll feel it.
Yes.
Now, as human beings, we're a little bit dead to that. But horses, when you do that with horses, they instantly give you feedback to see whether your energy is actually, influencing them or not.
Oh, okay.
So it's because normally I do these interviews with a horse. And I asked, and I didn't think you'd let me bring one into the studio. So.
Okay, so I will be the horse for today. Here we go.
So it is about demonstrating those energy fields and boundaries.
Yeah.
So the rule of thumb is with what I show people is that if you're approaching the horse, they get to set the boundaries, and if the horse is approaching you, you get to set the boundaries. So immediately there's mutual respect happens.
Right. And I can start to see now how that would kind of filter through into human relationships. What do you see about how humans are with their boundaries?
Well, I do a lot of work with Women's Refuge and at-risk kids, young offenders, and it really does teach them how to respect their own space and have other people respect their own space and to respect other people's space.
Yeah. And how do the results of that show up in tangible ways in real life?
Well, for instance, when white minibus turns up with all the young offenders in, they've got their hoodies up, their eyes are down, and they're kicking the stones on my drive, wishing they were anywhere but my place.
Yeah.
And, 2 hours later, their hoodies are down, they're smiling, they're hugging me, and they think I'm the best thing since sliced bread.
Wow.
And that is because, I ask them to go and meet and greet the horse whichever way works for them. So what they do is they go into the paddock. So I've got about 15 horses, and they go into the paddock like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, right? And then as they walk up to the horse, they realise how big the horse is.
Yeah.
And you can see them getting slower and slower, and they go on the back foot, and it's like, whoa, that's that. They don't say that, but that you can see that in their body language.
Yeah.
So the horses command respect.
Right.
And what the young people learn, the youth learn, is that what works for them on the street doesn't work for them with the horse.
Right. And also you mentioned women in refuge.
Yeah.
Tell me how that works.
Similarly, I mean, it's basically similar. I do with everyone. I mean, everyone needs to know about boundaries, needs to know about trust and respect and how to be a leader in their own lives, and that's what I show them.
Yeah, and it's really not taught, is it? It's a kind of set of soft skills that's not really taught anywhere. It's not taught in schools.
Well, I have taken horses to school.
You take those horses everywhere, don't you?
Well, I really wish I had one here.
I know.
I've taken them to schools, and that's been amazing. 75 little 7-year-olds sitting down, like looking at me doing what I do with horses, and they've come in and had a go. And so basically, what I show people regarding that is inherently horses know. Well, they want to follow something because that's what foals do. They follow their mothers because that represents safety, nurturing, food, all that. So that is instinctual in a horse. Now, when you demonstrate those qualities, the horse wants to be with you.
Yeah.
So that is an amazing way to, and when people get that connection, it's called join up. They become very emotional most of the time.
Right,
Join up.
Yeah.
So when a horse chooses to follow you because you demonstrate some sort of quality that they recognise in another horse, if you like, you know, in their language, then they choose to follow you.
Wow, that would feel really empowering, wouldn't it? So if you were a young offender or you're a woman in refuge, any of those things, and then this horse chooses to follow you, that's going to make you feel pretty special.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
Well, I run a charity called Equine Pathfinders Foundation, and we are looking to raise funds for saving the Kaimanawa horses and putting them together. So in America, they've had real good success of putting the Mustangs in with prisoners in a couple of prisons in Arizona and Nevada. And so we're looking to take the horses that are going to get put down, because quite often there's a handful of horses that get put down from the muster every year.
Yeah.
Take those horses and team them up with young offenders.
Great.
So it's called the Wild Boys, Wild Horses program.
Yeah, awesome. I love that.
Yeah. So, but we need funding for that. I need fences, because at the moment my fencing will not hold wild horses.
Yeah.
But you know, that's my next project.
Awesome. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us on the show today, giving us great insight into boundaries and horses and all sorts of things.
You're so welcome.
We wish you all the best with your project.
I hope you come along and have an experience.
I'm coming. I'm going to come. That'll be in the next season.
Thank you.